be more than human.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today we are going to talk some Harry Potter. Now, before we jump into that, just want to remind you, if you like Harry Potter, you like book reviews, just random fun discussions, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because I'm doing this stuff all the time. And let's get into the review. So, Harry Potter was on my list of 10 major series that I haven't read yet. So I figured, I was going to start with Harry Potter off of that list and start checking that down. So, um, I, Harry Potter came out when I was around 10 years old. So it was really, focused on, my generation, um, you know, kids my age when it came out. But if you've watched my channel, you know that I am, especially in my younger days, I was more of a movie person. I was a cinephile. I watched all the movies back then. Didn't get into reading until I was into my 20s, um, or at least not heavy into reading. So I was kind of wondering, how was this going to be for me at this age? Would it still be entertaining? Um, would would it hold my attention? Seeing as how it's really meant for 10 to 14-year-olds probably. Um, and I'll have to say I was pleasantly surprised. Um, right off the bat, um, I hate his aunt and uncle and his cousin. I hated them right out of the gate. I'm just like, man, I want bad stuff to happen to you people. You are terrible people. You're a terrible family. Um, which was great. I mean, having something kind of, get my emotions going right off the bat. I think it was, it was excellent in that. Um, and then one thing, I was kind of concerned about was going to be the prose. I was like, well, you know, you know, how are the pros? This being YA and you know, being 20 years old, and I, I, they were fine. It wasn't, it wasn't like the simplest prose. Of course, it's not going to be Steven Erickson or Sapkowski or anything, but yeah, they were good enough to keep me from feeling bored about things, and as far as the story, I'm going to assume that everybody has read Harry Potter, but I still won't spoil everything because I tend not to do that on my reviews here. But the magic system here, as Harry goes into Hogwarts. It's a seems to be a very soft magic system, and not really much to it. Um, at least through the first book, I don't think the magic system is really anything that's going to grab you. Maybe um, maybe if you were an entry level fantasy reader, then maybe the magic would be more whimsical, and you'd like ooh and ah. But as you know being a reader of fantasy that I am, being into the Dresden Files, and The Witcher and Malazan and all that, um, the magic system really didn't do anything for me. But I did like the interaction, the coming of age type deal. Um, And I actually found the kind of middle school drama entertaining. It was funny, it's fun to look back and be like, yeah, yeah, a lot of that stuff is exactly how I acted when I was 13, 14 years old. Um, and I have not watched all the movies, which again for me is odd. Um, I had a weird, and I don't blame it all on the movie, but I had a weird experience when I seen the third movie in theaters. It was the middle of the summer. The AC was out in this theater, and I was just having a horrible time. And I remember thinking to myself as I was watching the movie, like, haven't I seen this before? Isn't it the same exact stuff that happened in the second movie? But again, I'm not gonna lay that all on the movie. And me and my family are actually rewatching the movies, so it's kind of good to go side by side. I'll probably catch up with the books before we get all the way through the movies here, and we'll get to kind of compare and contrast them. But I feel like, at least from my memory, it seems like in the book that Harry is a lot more, assertive and tough. I guess it would be a word in the book than he appears in the movies. Um, but overall, I really liked it. It seemed like they kind of wrapped a lot of things up, or J.K. wrapped a lot of things up in this book. She left the big bad kind of hanging out there, but I mean, the book kind of ends, and everyone kind of seems to be in good spirits and everything, and the book could have ended there. So I don't know if it was just kind of like they were waiting and seeing whether it was going to be successful or not. Um, but I definitely am going to continue my Harry Potter journey here, and I hope to have you all along. Let me know. Have you read Harry Potter? When did you read Harry Potter? Were you an initial Harry Potter reader? Did you wait longer like I did? Um, how did you feel about uh, the Sorcerer's Stone book versus the movie? Um, let me know in the comments. And remember, once I get to 300 subscribers, I will be giving away another prize. So don't be afraid to hit that like button and that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.